Get my 6. And this breathtaking view that I woke up to this morning. We're in the beautiful Rocky Mountains of Colorado, surrounded by nothing but beauty. Look at this. I just ran 4 miles and it's about 9 a.m. Here's the difference between running in the morning in Virginia and running in the morning in Colorado. Note how the only sweat I have is right here, and I think that's from where I went like this to wipe it off my face before I started recording, and it's 9 a.m. In Virginia, this time of year, into June, early July, if you don't run by 8 a.m., it's not safe to go out and run a lot of times. Now, I still do at times, but usually I'm up by 5:30, and I'm running by 6 or 7, and I'm done by 8. But here comes a truck. Hold on. I'm going to stand here so I don't fall to my death as this other car comes by. Give you a beautiful view here of the river down there. Okay. Yeah, so it's like there's no humidity. It's not hot. Oh yeah, I know the title said something about a gas scam and all kinds of scams. Be aware. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you about it. Ooh, some kind of squirrel I've never seen before just ran across the road. Look at this. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? And yeah, while we're here, we're going to be looking for him, her, it, or they. So I ran 4 miles. Here's another difference. I don't breathe hard after running an easy 4 mile. I'm training right now at over 8,000 feet in elevation. Where I live in Virginia, it's about 1,200 feet. So I'm like 6 times higher than that. The oxygen content is much lower. So yeah, basically I'm here to train at altitude as well. When I get back home, I'm going to whoop up on some of my fellow old men down there at some of them local road races in Charlottesville, because I've been out here training at elevation. See what it is, your body gets used to going on a more minimal amount of oxygen, which is our fuel to our muscles and our organ systems. Then you go race at sea level or much lower elevation, and it's like you're running on jet fuel instead of regular gasoline. I'm going to come get you, my fellow old guys. All right. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I'm going to reverse the phone, show you a beautiful view, zoom in on it, and then I'm going to tell you about this mega gas scam that we've been finding along the way that a lot of folks aren't aware of. And I'm going to tell you what a couple of other people think are behind it. This is not me. These are things other people have told me while we've been traveling the country on this cross-country trip. But first, let me show you this absolutely stunning scenic beauty, the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. Oh, that is so gorgeous. I'll zoom in on that. This river all along. I noticed this the whole time I was running up this hill. This mountain, it's another difference. We have hills in Virginia. These are mountains out here, as you can see in Colorado. This river just splits off, has these little islands everywhere, then it comes back together. There's a big island, comes back together, runs together again, splits off on down the river. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll tell you, me and my family, we got to our campsite here yesterday, late afternoon. We just sat in our chairs for hours and just stared. I mean, look at this. July 29, as of this recording. There's snow up there. It's absolutely astonishing, breathtaking views. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. Okay, so here's the scam. And we saw it, started seeing it on I-70 West in Kansas. Okay, so we're barreling down the interstate. We're burning through a tank of gas a day in my Dodge Ram 1500 pick 'em up 4-wheel drive truck, and it costs us, well, the highest we paid for gas is $4.99. Comes another car. I'm stepping off the side of the road. $4.99.9, so basically $5 even. Hi. And these people, think I'm recording them coming up the road. They all slow down. I'm not recording me. And it's beautiful scenery back here. And I think the lowest we got it for was when we left Charlottesville. It was $4.69, I think. So we're going along the interstate, I-70 west in Kansas. Gas had been $4.99 all through there. And then we see a sign, because we had about 1/8 of a tank left. I'll run it down to about 1/8 of a tank, but then I always fill up after that. And it's costing us between $100 and $110 a day. And listen, this is part of the story. You're like, OMG, that's why we're not traveling this summer, because gas prices. I got news for you. And this is what a woman in Canada, a Canadian lady who might be watching this video right now, who works, well, I'm not going to say her name. She works with making reservations for the U.S. Forest Service. So we see a sign that says, gas ahead, $4.79. And I had the name of the business selling us gas. So I said, hey, let's stop there. We'll fuel up again and keep on heading down the road. It's a little bit cheaper. I mean, 20 cents a gallon. That saves us $4. I mean, there's Daniel's Gatorade and Dearly's chips right there, right? Not doing a lot of that stuff because that's how you spend a lot of money every time you stop at a gas station getting stuff. But they're doing it more because they're bored being in the car 6 to 8 hours a day, not because, that's a habit of ours, because it's not. Gosh, that's so beautiful. Oh, man. So we get to the station. I pull up, get out to the gas pump. There's a sign on the pump that says, note, the advertised price along the interstate of $4.79 is the cash price. If you're paying with cash, please go into the store and pay the attendant first and then fuel. They said otherwise, the gas price for credit cards and debit cards is $4.99. I thought, man, this is clearly not legal. There is no way this can be legal. That's not an example of gouging as much as it is an example of false advertisement. Just an out and out lie. Bait and switch, entrapment. So many. Look at that. So of course, I didn't have cash. Who anymore? I'm going to cross the road so this car doesn't get all paranoid. Who anymore carries much cash at all ever, especially if they're making a cross-country trip, going states away, hours away, days away from home. Man, you get robbed, you get mugged. Somebody takes your wallet, while you're asleep at a campground, they steal something like that. You cancel your cards. It's easy. It's too easy. But they take your cash, you're out that cash. So that was clearly false advertisement, clearly a scam. And it's out there. And what they're doing is listen, like I said, I'm getting back to this now. A lot of folks, they're not taking their summer vacations because of the gas prices. And I understand that. I get that. But I'm going to tell you who are still taking these vacations, because I'm telling you, as I found out when I called that wonderful lady up in Canada to try to reserve some campsites, everything in the state of Colorado, as of the other night when I talked to her, state parks, national parks, all the campsites are already taken. And they've been taken months in advance. And I guess that's common. And she explained to me, like, there's so many, especially baby boomers who are retired now. A lot of the active baby boomer types that are not sitting around waiting to die, reading the obituaries every day, seeing if they see their name in there. They're still getting out there and living because, listen, don't tell them because they don't know. They don't realize they're old because it's a mindset and they've never had it and they refuse to get it. Listen, right? We live in Charlottesville. I'm not a UVA grad, obviously. Well, for several reasons, and I'll leave it at that. But we're UVA fans. We live in Charlottesville. We root for the home team. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere in Colorado. We get to camp yesterday. Me and my son start walking up to check out like the showers and stuff. It's not a state park. It's a private camp. We had to go the private route, but it was still affordable and way cheaper than, motels or hotels. And it's beautiful, and they've got great amenities. And look at the view. I don't have to pay for this. except for all that money I'm putting in the gas tank to get out here. So I'm walking, me and my son Daniel are walking through the parking lot. Here comes these two retired folks, are walking their dog. And I tip my hat, same thing. Hi ma'am, hi sir. And so the guy tips his hat and he goes, hello. And I saw his hat and I go, well, hello. To make sure he saw my hat. His hat was crimson and it said VT, Virginia Tech. I'm all the way out here in Colorado, and the first person I see, and there's only like a dozen people where we're staying, is a Virginia Tech grad. You talk about a small world. He's not from there, but he did go to school there from 72, year before I was born, to 76, got an engineering degree. So anyway, wealthy people are still traveling. Wealthy people are still taking their cross-country trips. Wealthy people are still getting out here, I gotta show you that river again, and doing this despite gas prices. And now you're saying, what, Crazy Lake? I never knew you were rich. Well, I'm not. Well, of course, a lot of people I think who watch this channel think I am. No, I'm not. Trust me. But I am wealthy. Like the other people that are still traveling this summer, the wealthy people. Now you're like, wait a minute. Sound like a great contradiction. How can you claim to be wealthy but say you're not rich? Well, I'm going to tell you, once I show you this view, there's a beautiful pond over there, and then I'm going to tell you what people think might be behind these gas scams. This is going to blow your mind. For those of you waiting for the story, I apologize. Just fast forward past this part until you see my ugly mug again. But for those of you who appreciate the finer things in life, which are the simplicities in life, I hope you are enjoying this view. There's like a naturally formed pond over there. Looks like the river at some point flows over there. Water gets stuck, doesn't make it back out. But then the rest of the river flows down this way. Absolutely gorgeous. There's a guy on a dirt bike. He's having fun. Look at that. He's cross-country dirt biking. Look at this view. Yeah, we're going up into the trails later, and we're going to get some footage looking for him, her, it, or they. Colorado's ripe with these things. They're everywhere out here, according to some. And we're going to go see if we can find him, her, it, or they here a little bit later. Back to the story, and FYI, you're saying first, before we get back to that whole rich and wealthy thing, you're probably saying, who would complain about a view like this? Well, I'm going to tell you who would complain about a view like this. Vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges because they complain about everything. So the last night we spent in our house before we came on this trip, got some very eerie footage of something or things in the background or in my backyard just as a severe thunderstorm was coming in. It's like they came in with the lightning. It's really creepy. So one vertically challenged individual who lives under a bridge commented, OMG, I've been watching you for years. I believe these things are real, but I just can't take you seriously because of your sense of humor. Well, okay, so I guess if you believe in things that most people don't or maybe can't see or can't hear, paranormal, supernatural, cryptozoological beings and stuff, I guess you're not allowed to have a sense of humor. Well, I prayed for that woman. I sincerely prayed for her. I prayed that the God of her understanding would bring her the same health, wealth, and prosperity that he or she or it or they have brought to myself and my family. Because I really believe when you're content, when you're satisfied, and when your life is filled with joy, you can't complain about such marginal issues as someone having a sense of humor. So I really prayed for her, and then I summarily banned her. But to show that it was not, no ill intent involved, it's just because we don't like to let people come on the channel and lower the value of the experience for others who don't feel the need to insult people just because they might have a different type of personality or different sense of humor or different views. I got to tell you, Bigfoot Sasquatch has a sense of humor, big time. And if you are into this kind of thing, you got to have a sense of humor too, because that for which you search has one. I'm going to prove it to you. How can I prove it? Listen, people are always confusing Bigfoot for Sasquatch, yet he never complains. Ba-dum-bum-ching. All right. Maybe my joke delivery is not the best. My right arm's getting tired. I'll show you this mountain up here for a while. So listen, difference between rich and wealthy. Oh, that's so beautiful. I can't not let you see that. All right. Rich people are the people who have the most stuff, okay? We got a lot of rich friends back in Charlottesville. I've had a lot of rich friends wherever I've lived. They got all this stuff. And, you know, the nicest things money can buy. And it's not just that particular thing. It's the best of that thing they make. You know, whatever. I'm not even going to give examples because I don't want to offend any of my friends. And they use it once. Then it sits in their garage for an eternity. Unless it's like a treadmill, that'll sit, you know, in a room somewhere and be used as a clothing rack forevermore. But here's the difference between rich and wealthy. Wealthy people are those who have the fewest needs. So if your bills are paid, your needs are met, you've got food in your house, you're wealthy. And then you throw on top of that people who love you unconditionally. Like, that's the whole next level of wealth. Like with me, it's my wife and our son. I don't care about what people think of my sense of humor or what I do for a living or that I talk funny because of where I'm from or where I live. I don't care. So listen, here comes. This might sound like a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that I buy into this. What I'm telling you is this is what I've been hearing. So somebody commented on this channel the other day. They said that they believed the gas price thing was because the current administration, Brandon, you know, wants to like have another lockdown because of the issue that I'm not even going to speak that word because the bots will pick it up. But they know the American people are just done with that. We're so done with that. I am. Hey, listen, I believe in it. I know it's real. I had it. I lost my sense of smell and taste for about 2 months. I'm fully vaccinated. Still got it. Got the Omicron variant. So it's real. I know it. My wife had it at the same time. Our son tested positive for it in Manila last summer. Kept them from coming back for another 3 weeks, if you remember, if you've been following for a while. And but then they're fully vaccinated. So but we're so done with it. We're so done with it, and so is everybody else. So this person believes that Brandon and his administration knows the American people just aren't going to go for another lockdown. So this person, there goes a wealthy person from Florida. Yeah, we're in Colorado. There's someone from Florida. So this person believes that these gas prices are being artificially inflated to keep people at home. So they can't go out and travel and do all these things and spread it. So when I was talking to that woman on the phone the other night, and hi if you're watching, thanks for being here, because we talked about this channel and stuff, because I told her that. This is where she comes in. I told her that that was somebody's theory. And you know what she said? She goes, well, they're absolutely right. They are absolutely right. I was like, what? Because I never discounted it. I mean, I will consider just about anything. Doesn't mean I believe anything. Just about, but I'll play it through, you know? And so this woman who works scheduling appointments for the United States Forest Service said that that's exactly what's going on. I'm like, no way. And I told her, I said, well, it's not going to work. I said, that's going to work with the majority of the middle class. These are the rich people. Listen, the ones that are so far in debt to the bankers, they're never going to get out. You know, they've been in the same house for 20 years, but still have a 30-year mortgage because they're always pulling out their equity to buy their new car because the old one has 30,000 miles on it. And, oh my God, we're going to be upside down. Better trade in and get a new one. Or their jet skis or their RVs. Whatever it is, they like to throw that money into, whatever, other than just paying off their house and not having a mortgage, like generations before them did. You know, they used to have mortgage burning parties. It was like something to be proud of. Pay off that mortgage. You don't have, man, it's like, man, you got too much equity in your house. You ought to go pull that out and buy something. And trust me, the lenders, the bankers, the finance companies, they would love nothing more than for all of us to think that way. But so I told the woman, I said, it's not working. I said, it's only working with the American middle class. I said, but we're out here, and as you've obviously just proven and confirmed, all the state parks and national parks are booked. They've been booked for months in advance. And she goes, yeah. She goes, no, it wasn't her. It was the next person I talked to a day later about this. They predicted rumors of outbreaks at some of the nation's largest tourist attractions. Because listen, if Brandon, now it's funny, Brandon, you release 1 million barrels a day for 6 months from our emergency reserve to control prices and bring them down, yet that's not happened? Fuzzy math, Brandon, as one of your predecessors would have said, fuzzy math. So anyway, I was talking to another guy. He says, watch for the rumor mill to start swirling. And this is a wealthy guy, baby boomer, who doesn't see himself as old. So he's out here living, and instead of watching the obituaries, seeing if he sees his name in there, he said, watch for the rumor mills to come next. He says, they couldn't keep us home, those of us who don't piss away our equity in our house and every dollar we make on stuff. And those who, that's another thing about truly wealthy people. We enjoy the experiences. I'm not going to take that jet ski with me when I go. I'm not going to be sitting around on my deathbed wishing I'd have bought more four-wheelers. I'm going to be sitting around reminiscing and thinking about the beautiful scenery I saw in Colorado, like this pond right here on this side of the river. This is true wealth. It's not stuff. It's experiences, and it's even wonderful, the icing on the cake, when you can do it with people that you love and who love you back in a non-toxic way. So anyway, so this guy's theory was that they were going to start these. This is his theory. This is not mine, and I'm not pushing this. They're going to start rumors to try to keep those of us who are still coming out and seeing the world away from the places we've come out to see. I'm not going to be specific with that because the bots will catch that. But remember, as you watch that news, whatever, remember only half of what you see, or don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see. And remember, I'm going to quote my buddy Mark Twain. Just went through his homesteading, Missouri a few days ago. Almost stopped off at his library, but I didn't. I'm going to end with this, though, because I'm going to jog back. I got about half a mile to get back, and I'm hungry. I need to jog back. About the news, the media. People who don't watch the news, we might be uninformed. But I'm telling you, as Mr. Twain said, people who do watch the news are misinformed. See you next time for more.